So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing Walsall FC versus Bradford City. Then in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 34 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your score predictions for this game down in the comment section down below, and also what would your starting 11 be for this game as well. Mike Hughes has a big decision to make. Will he stick with the 4-diamond-2 formation, which has been working really well for us away from home, or will he go to the 4-2-3-1, which eventually saw us get the win against Colchester in the last one? Now, I'm actually recording this on Saturday night after the game against Colchester, so there is still a lot of emotions after that one that'll probably still be present in today's preview, but it's the only real time that I'm going to have to record it before this game against Walsall. So make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. So if we start out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table, my team Bradford City, we currently sit 5th in the table. After 33 games, we've got 16 wins, 9 draws, 8 defeats, 42 goals scored, 29 goals conceded, which is actually the second least in the league. I didn't actually realise how good our defensive record was, but I think we've only conceded something like 12 or 13 goals from open play as well. It's an absolutely crazy start. That does leave us then on a positive 13 goal difference and 57 points. Our last couple of games then have been a win, a win, a win, a loss, and a win. Them last couple of games have then been a 2-0 win at home to Colchester United, a 2-0 win away at Gillingham, a 1-0 win away at Doncaster, a 1-0 defeat at home to Barrow, a 2-0 win at home to Tranmere, and then just before that we had a 3-2 win away at Stevenage. If you compare that then to Walsall, they're currently sat 14th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 32 matches, they've got 10 wins, 13 draws, 9 defeats, 35 goals scored, 29 goals conceded, which leaves them on a positive 6 goal difference and 43 points. The last couple of games then have been a loss, a draw, a draw, a draw, and a draw. Them last couple of games then being a 1-0 defeat at home to Barrow, a 3-3 draw away at Hartlepool, a 0-0 draw at home to Crewe at Alexandra, a 1-1 draw at home to Newport County, a 0-0 draw away at Colchester, and then just before that they had a 1-1 draw at home to Leyton Orient. So they seem to be the definition of draw merchants. The last time they actually won in the league was on New Year's Day, which was obviously the 1st of January, where they beat Mansfield Town at 2-1 at home in that game. So that's certainly well, doesn't set it up very nicely. You know, that we have done a lot of Bradford City in it so far this season, but if we win this game, I think if we win by 4 goals, which is probably unlikely, but if we do win by 4 goals, we go into the automatic promotion places because Stevenage don't play on Tuesday. We win, we go on 60 points, which would obviously see us be level with Stevenage. They do have a 3 better goal difference though, and 4 more goals scored, so we need to win by 4 goals if we want to be going up into 3rd place. But with the form Stevenage are on, recently losing to Rochdale, who knows what could happen over the next couple of weeks and months. All we can do though is focus on ourselves and pick up another 3 points in this one. It's certainly not going to be an easy game though, so now we're going to speak about the team though that I would go with if I was Mike Hughes. So like I mentioned then at the start of the video, Mike Hughes does have a very big decision to make. Does he stick with a 4-diamond-2 formation and potentially go with an unchanged team? Does he go to a 4-2-3-1, bringing players like Banks, who scored in the last game, Chapman, who had a big impact on the game as well? In my opinion, I'd like to see us go 4-2-3-1, but if it was to be 4-diamond-2, I have absolutely no problems with that whatsoever. I just think we need to be on the front foot and get at them, because we've clearly seen Walsall are struggling for form at this moment in time. So if we get at them in an attacking formation, get a couple of early goals, I certainly think we could pile on the pressure in that one. But starting out then with the goalkeeper, it is going to be Harry Lewis for me. Had a brilliant game against Colchester. Didn't really have too much to do. Made the odd 1 or 2 really good saves, but not really too much to do, to be honest with you. I thought Colchester could have created more than what they did, but Harry Lewis for me, one of, if not the best goalkeeper in the league. We saw for the first time this season as well, him wear the captain's armband when Smallwood, Gilead and Clayton had all been subbed off. So he's the vice captain at the football club, which is obviously great to see. Fantastic keeper and a fantastic person as well. So for me personally, he has to start in between the sticks. Into the back 4 then, at right back I would go with Brad Halliday. Now again, another brilliant performance from him against Colchester. No assist in this one, so get him out of the team. I'm only joking, but he's been brilliant so far this season. He's been absolutely incredible. Defensively, he's honestly one of the solidest players, if that's the correct term, but he's so solid. He very rarely gets beaten. Very good defensively, very good going forward. One of the best right backs in the league, in my opinion. Into the 2 centre-backs then, at first I would go with Matty Platt. Now I thought on the ball there were a few shaky moments from Platt, but defensively I thought he was really solid. Him and obviously his partner, who will be Sam Stubbs, I don't think you can change them two. 3 clean sheets in a row now for them two. While there have had some shaky moments between them, obviously Sam Stubbs as well did get turned inside out by Tom Hopper at one point in the first half against Colchester. Lewis obviously coming up with a big save in that one of his 2 big saves in the first half. I thought defensively both of them were pretty solid, to be honest with you, and they have been over the last couple of games. I think if you bring in Critchlow, I have no problem with that, but for me personally, I like to see some consistency and keep Platt and Stubbs in. And at left back for me, I would go with Liam Rideout. Since Sam Stubbs and Liam Rideout have come into the side, I think we've only conceded 3 goals in that period, the 2 against Stevenage and 1 against Barrow. Apart from that, we've not conceded any goals in over a month of football. I think that's absolutely fantastic. So while Rideout, I don't really rate him, to be honest with you. I think he gives you a 6 out of 10 every week, and he's fairly consistent with that. I just think his end product going forward can be quite poor, but I guess against Colchester, when they've got 3 big centre-halves, 2 wing-backs in the box as well, it was going to be quite hard to find the one striker in Andy Cook. So if Rideout can start putting in some really good quality, consistent crosses, I certainly think he could, really cement himself in the side. Like what he is at the moment, Talaji Bola is really struggling to get a look into this side. Into the 2 midfielders then, at first I would go with Adam Clayton. Again, I thought he had a really solid performance against Colchester. Another 7 out of 10 from him, breaking up the play very nicely. Consistent with his passes, good at dribbling. He's just an all-round solid player. So for me personally, I think he has to start in that midfield. And apart from him, with Ryan East, I was really surprised to see him come on after an hour. I think he came on for either Smallwood or Gilead. They both came off at the same time for East and Osadibe. But I think as a midfield 2, Clayton and East could do a good job in there. I don't think Smallwood or Gilead really had a particularly great game against Colchester. Now, away from home, Gilead and Smallwood have played quite well in that diamond system. So like I mentioned earlier, if it is to be a diamond, I don't have a problem with that. But I thought East brought a lot of energy to the side. He's obviously one of our best passers as well. So I think against a team like Walsall, if you need someone to, create things from deep and, play passes in between the lines, I think Clayton and East could certainly do that, whilst both being very solid defensively. Moving in then into the front 3 on the right wing, I would go with Scott Banks, back on the score sheet, back scoring goals. That's just what this man does. Absolutely brilliant. He spoke in a lot in his post-match interviews against Colchester that a big reason why he wanted to come to this football club was, because of the fan base that we've got, playing in front of 20,000. That's absolutely incredible. And the emotions and feelings that he was probably feeling when he scored that second goal against Colchester were probably undescribable, because you could hear in his interview, he's kind of speechless for words, because he was just probably so happy to finally be back playing again. Obviously, he's had, some tough times recently with injury and all that sort of stuff. So for me personally, I think Banks is one of our most dangerous players going forward, so he has to play, in my opinion. In that number 10 position, then I would go with Jamie Walker. I don't think he had his greatest performance against Colchester, to be honest with you, but it's a solid 6 out of 10 maybe from Jamie Walker. I think he is certainly one of the better players on his day in this league. If we can find some consistency from Jamie Walker, I certainly think he could be a big part for us in the last stages of this season. But he's much better than Chapman as a number 10 in my opinion, so I like to see Walker start in the middle. On the left wing though, I would like to see Harry Chapman. I thought he was a bit of a game changer, to be honest with you, when he came on off the bench. He only came on with 5 minutes to go, but he did really well. I think Chapman as a winger could really work really well in my opinion. Now, he's been heavily criticised for his goals and assist contributions so far this season, by me included in that, because I don't think he really suits playing as a number 10, to be honest with you. But obviously he gets the assist for the first goal. It's a weird corner because he hits it so high that I thought he was going to go well over everybody, but he dips down at the perfect time. Obviously Andy Cook gets on the end of it, and I think Chapman for me as a winger could do a very good job, so I like to see him start on that left hand side. Obviously up front, Andy Cook loves a goal against his former side, scored in the reverse fixture as well. 22 goals now in all competitions, 19 in the league. He is the League 2 top scorer. I think he's got 5 assists as well. The man is just absolutely unbelievable. Why we still not tied him down to a long-term contract, I have absolutely no idea. Even if we're in League 1, give him a 2-3 year contract. The man that scores goals for fun, and without him, I dread to think where we'd be this season. On the bench then for me, that'd leave Colin Doyle, Romney Critchlow, Kieran Kelly, Richie Smallwood, Alex Gilead, Emmanuel Osadibe and Dara Costello. Now you look at that bench and you think it is fairly defensive, but say we get into half-time, 1-2 goals up, you bring on players like Gilead and Smallwood, and you maybe go a little bit more compact, go to a 4-diamond-2 and then see the game out. You potentially bring on Kelly or Critchlow as well for a bit of high physicality and go to a back 3, or you can bring on Costello as another attacking option who can really play anywhere across that front 4. That does mean though the players who would miss out then would be Heath Richardson, Luke Hendry, Oscar Thurell-Keld, Timmy Odesina, Talaji Bola, Dion Pereira, Thierry Nevers, Aboisa, Matt Derbyshire and Verden Oliver. Now then we're going to get into my Game Week 34 League 2 score predictions. It's obviously not a full fixture list to go through because a lot of these games are from rearranged games. This game against Walsall was meant to be played at the end of January, but they were in, I want to say it was the 5th round of the FA Cup. I think that was the game they played against Leicester. I did a ground up for that one. I think I went to Hull versus QPR. You can check the vlog out for that if you haven't already. But let's get into my game week 34 League 2 score predictions. There is 5 games then for us to predict through. Starting out with Doncaster Rovers versus Harrogate Town. Bit of a Yorkshire derby. North versus South Yorkshire derby in that one. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Stockport County versus Gillingham FC. I'm going to go with a 3-1 home win and Stockport to get back to winning ways in that one. Sutton United versus Crawley Town. I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Sutton. Grimsby Town versus Newport County. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. Lots of games here that don't really affect Bradford City. The only real game that does affect us is this game against Stockport, and obviously our game as well. Walsall FC versus Bradford City. I think we either win 2-1 or 3-0. I'm going to back the boys though. I'm going to be confident. I'm going to go Walsall FC 0, Bradford City 3. I think Cook's going to score. I think Chapman's going to score, and I will go with maybe Sam Stubbs to get on the score sheet as well. But anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your score predictions and what your style 11 would be for this game down in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day, and I shall see you all tomorrow for the match day vlog. Peace.